Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Let's Take a Look At video. And today we're taking a look at a game called Vambrace Cold Soul, which is a roguelike RPG kind of game. It mixes elements of both of those genres into one to some extent, and it's a narrative-driven game as well. So it is kind of up my alley a little bit, but also not. You know, I'm not really into RPGs all that much, but I love my roguelites. So it's definitely interesting, and I've played through the tutorial sequence at the beginning, and there was some dialogue and whatnot that I went through as well. Yeah, I mean, it's really driving the the lore and the narrative home, that's for sure. But we'll get into that in a second. I would like to mention before we dive in here that I did receive a key for this game from the developers. Can take that for what it is. I don't have any bias towards this game or against this game. I'm just here to play it and see what I think of it. I don't really have any strong opinions of it so far because I haven't seen too much, but I've decided that for this Let's Take a Look At video that I should play through the tutorial sequence again, because there is kind of a lot to take on right off the bat, but once you kind of internalize it, it doesn't seem like as much. So we're gonna go ahead and start another slot here. No. So we're gonna start off here with the tutorial and kind of get an idea of what we're getting ourselves into here. I mean, you know, I already know, but it's good to kind of understand what this game has to offer, and the tutorial does a very good job of showcasing that. All right, so we got Private Biggs here. All right, this is the place I told you guys about. We got Private Wedge. Looks like the spooks got here first. Was it really worth leaving our regular path to come all the way out here? We're not patrolling today. Besides, if we don't find more supplies soon, we'll all be in trouble. Have you a better suggestion? I'm not the one that will have to tell Celeste we came back empty-handed. Sarge is the third member in our little team here. Shut your pie holes, we know. Or who knows what's lurking about up here. Just look around to see if you can find anything useful. Check out the tutorial graphic above and move out. And so you get these pop-up windows that will come up and show you different elements of the game as you move through the tutorial sequence. So obviously your character can move left and right. And then there's a command box in the bottom left that gives you different interactive options with the environment around you. This also applies to combat, which is something that's going to be touched upon later. And then the command box on the right shows inventory, bio, codex, and map. Inventory, you know, you get the idea. Map, you also get the idea. Bio, you know, shows all of your members in your party, their stats, what they can do, what they're best at, what they're not good at, and what items they are carrying as well. And it's kind of, you know, it's kind of a lot it's throwing at you right at the beginning here, but I guess for what the game is trying to go for, kind of doesn't really have a choice but to throw it all at you. A door. Is it locked? Open it already and keep your guard up. Interaction icons represent a variety of ways you can engage with the environment around you. You know, so anytime you come across anything, you'll be given the option to either interact with it, or in this case, shown here, the ability to not interact with it, as indicated by a red X. And one thing I should also note is that I am playing with an Xbox One controller. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a controller. Because I tried initially playing this with a mouse and keyboard, and it felt like too much for me. It really did. I didn't like the key bindings, and there isn't really a way in the options menu to change them. I mean, this is your options menu, essentially. And for a game that is $23 on Steam, in my personal opinion, it does feel like there should be more of an extensive options menu, but maybe I'm being nitpicky. I don't really know. Anyway, let's go ahead and go through this door here. So we're kind of exploring here. Yeah, you can't go through there, as noted. I found something. Looks like a chest of some sort. Well, what are you waiting for? Okay, here goes. I forgot how to open it. What? All-Mother help me, it's a miracle I've survived this long in the company of fools. Just press and hold the button indicated in the tutorial graphic and voila. It's usually a good idea to have someone with a high slate stat in your team to do the dirty work. And they'll touch upon that here in a second, but essentially what that means is that if a member in your party has a high slate stat, they will likely be able to come across, or they are more likely to come across better loot. Containers like this may hold valuable loot. Yeah, and this basically explains what I was just talking about. A high slate will lead to better chances of opening the chest and finding loot. This character does not need to lead. Scavengers with low slate may have difficulty opening chests and will often find less loot. So, there you go. Now, what do you got for us? Oh, this is different than what I got last time. Holy shit. All right. We'll take the junk, because why not? Scrap metal, and then rope and thread, and All-Mother's Rosary were two things that I did not come across last time. And this increases our maximum HP, it looks like. I don't really know. The chests here are different from the ones back in Adina. Forget the chest. Try checking your inventory and character bios as indicated in the bottom right corner of the screen. Wow, look at that. Breaking the fourth wall. This is the bio. Learn more about your team members' stats, skills, status effects, and equipped relics here. We kind of touched upon that already. Yeah. The heart icon indicates health. The flame icon indicates vigor. I'm still kind of unsure what vigor is supposed to really represent, but I do know that if that stat reaches 0, your character dies, along with health, of course. So I'm not really sure what it's supposed to represent. Maybe stamina, or something to that effect, but maybe it'll be touched upon a little bit more. I don't exactly remember. Sword icon indicates combat and represents the character's prowess at fighting. Lockpick icon indicates slate. Stars icon indicates merchantry and represents the character's ability to negotiate with merchants. Eye icon indicates awareness and represents the individual's ability to spot traps. The party's success is determined by the ally with the highest rating. The tent icon indicates overwatch and represents the character's ability to care for the party while camping. And then it lists various combat skills, which are just different actions that you can perform during combat. And then it mentions your party's equipment, and as well as the different relics that you have, which are essentially items that, can make you stronger, I think. In a nutshell, I'm trying to sum this up in the best way possible so that, because this all overwhelmed me when I first looked at it. And so I'm trying to explain it in a vernacular that, I would understand, because I'm not a smart person. But use the formation button to change the arrangement of your team members. This will be important in a second. And you may need to dismiss a party member to recruit new members. So, we're taking a look at Private Biggs here. He has different things that he can do in combat, as well as Private Wedge and Sarge. And then if we want to look at our inventory, we can go here. This is your team's inventory. The skull icon represents Hellion. The currency used to buy and sell items. The scale icon represents capacity and indicates how much your team can carry before suffering the overweight debuff. Each section of your inventory categorizes items by the same type. Most items can be sold to merchants or removed from your inventory. However, quest items will remain with you. Relics, represented by the diamond icon, may be equipped to improve stats or upgrade skills, as I've talked about before. And some quest items may also be equipped. So, pretty self-explanatory. We don't have anything in our inventory right now, except for this rosary that we found. And then we have all this, regular junk, basically, in here. And we also have our Scroll of Consent, which I didn't see before. Provides Zaquard's consent to move about freely in Daylarch and to the surface. I have no idea what that means, but we should take a look at the map as well, actually. The map displays your current location. Fair enough. And so we've only been in a couple rooms, but we are in a building, and there is another room that we are going to go through here relatively shortly. So, Why don't we go ahead and do that? And now we are outside. It's freezing out here. You think the spooks are getting close? Did you forget to bring the Geistometer again? We should keep going. No use going back the way we came if they are. Stay put for too long and they'll catch up. Remember, if your health or vigor drops to 0, we'll be the ones spooking this place. Let's go, you know, indicating that you will die. I feel uneasy. This place gives me the creeps. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Vigor, yes, we know. And it says here that damage to vigor is usually incurred through the stress of exploration. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, to be honest. Like, what does that mean? You know, I understand what it means on the surface, but what does it mean in the actual context of the game? Like, is it, you know, is it just stress? Is it stamina? Is it I'm looking essentially for like a one-word label that we can give it that kind of sums it up. So, you know, we're not talking like, oh, it's the stress you incur while you're out exploring and doing various things. Like, what, you know, what does that mean? But anyway. And then flourish points are a whole nother thing as well. A flourish is, you know, essentially a big attack that you can pull off in combat, but you need flourish points in order to do it in the first place. So pretty self-explanatory there as well. And let's keep going. And we set off a trap here because the leader of our party, which is Private Biggs, oh, we avoided it. Okay. I thought we actually set it off, but we avoided it because Sarge has a high awareness stat. She's not the leader of our party, though. Another trap, best to have someone with a high awareness stat in your team to avoid them. Yeah, so traps are dangerous. You know, characters with a high awareness will be able to warn us of them. But I personally think, also, this is for combat as well, I think. As well as other actions. Not really positive on this, but, you know, green means good, red means bad, gray means you missed, and blue means you did a real good job. So we managed to avoid it, and I'm not sure if this matters, but I made, you know, when I was playing through this the first time, I made Sarge the leader of the party because she had a higher, or she has a higher awareness stat. And I mean, she's better at literally everything else, actually. So I'm going to do it anyway, even if it doesn't change anything in terms of awareness. I like having her at the front, actually. And we're about to get into a fight here, which is going to show off the combat in the game. I just saw something move in the distance. Get your weapons ready and think fast. Let's make sure we all get home today. And here we go. Let's go, men. Anyway, so we got some weird fellas here that we're going to be able to take on. You know, yada yada. You get the idea. And then the slots at the top indicate the people that you know that are in your party, as well as the enemies. Self-explanatory. A higher awareness gives characters an advantage in initiative. So I guess this is also a good reason to have the person in your party with the highest awareness as the leader, because it means they will get to attack first, you know, above anybody else. And so the way it's currently set up in this fight, it's kind of, you know, it's a trade-off. We attack, they attack, we attack, they attack, we attack. You get the idea. But it can change depending on your awareness in your party as well as the awareness in their party. You know, and then kind of touched upon this already, but normal skills are your normal combat moves, and your flourish is your powerful move that you need to charge up. You can also protect yourself. Again, kind of the same idea. You can also pass your turn. And you can't use items or change relics, but you can check the map in the bio in order to plan your next move. And you can also change your formation as well, or run away if you want. So we're going to fight, though, because we're going to be able to beat their asses. You know. And there are 3 range types for every skill: short range, mid range, and long range. Short-ranged are available while positioned in the first or second slot and can only target enemies in the first or second slots. Mid-range, anybody in your party from anywhere can hit people in the first or second slots. Long-range, anyone in your party can hit anybody on the opposing team. So, there you go. If an enemy is cleared from the first slot, the next boy up will move up. And you can choose your target is indicated at the top with the red bullseye. So, there we go. I'm going to attack the guy in the front. And he is dead. And then this guy is going to move up. Well, I mean, he should anyway. Actually, no. I want to do this because it attacks both of them. And it'll kill both of them. Now, because we killed that guy that was the leader of the party, he had a higher awareness than everybody else in the other party. So my second guy got to go right after me because he had the next highest awareness, on the scale. Hopefully that made sense. I'm doing my best to try and explain everything here. I told you guys I had a bad feeling about this place. You're the one that insisted we come out here to begin with. By all means, continue quarreling amongst yourselves if you want to be ice pops. Yeah, and something else I noticed too is that, like, people are just, like, needlessly mean and, like, I don't know, they needlessly fight with each other in the dialogue. It's like this feels really unnecessary. I understand that you're trying to emphasize the grit and the harshness of your narrative here, but it does feel like you're almost pushing the envelope a little too much with it. We have the spoils we came for, and it's colder than a witch's tit out here. Haven't heard that one before. I, for one, am ready to return. Hold up, guys. I see a body. Looks like a girl. Who is it? Well, let's find out. She's not from Dalarge. I don't recognize her. No other scavenging teams came up today either. Oh, we can't help her now. Search the body. Seriously, you search her. Wait, she's still breathing. We should help her. Who knows how long she's been out here? You want to bring her back? Are you mad? We have no clue who she is. She could be with the Green Flame for all we know. And I get it. This is trying to explain some of the lore, but they're needlessly, like, arguing. And it doesn't... I don't know if you're supposed to establish any sort of connection with these characters, but, it makes me not like any of them. She doesn't look like one of them. We can't risk compromising Dalarch's location. Celeste will have our heads, and what if she knows how to cast that strange magic? We don't have to worry about that. She's unconscious. Captain Landville shall decide her fate. Looks like it's your lucky day, girl. Alrighty. And so that's the end of the tutorial sequence, and then we got this cutscene, which I'll keep my mouth shut for.
True scale of an iceberg. Reminds me of you, dear father. I confess I never really knew you. After all, how does one get the measure of a man when there's so much beneath the surface? Nevertheless, I owe my survival of Zumurud's blistering deserts and the wild forests of Sylvia to your training. When I was summoned home to Edina, in order to read your last will and testament, I didn't know what to expect. I suppose it comes as no surprise. You remained a mystery, even in death. I now find myself beckoned to the dwarven realm of Darkheim by the encrypted journal and ancient relic.
I'd also like to note that I don't even know who this is.
On an expedition to the cursed city of Icenaire for answers you...
Is this Sarge? You know what? I mean, like, I don't know.
I shall not be daunted. My determination is equal to the task.
Or is this the girl we found? I don't know.
As you say, this Vambrace is the key to entering that forbidden city. I will find what I seek. My journey has been difficult. Since the Vambrace entered my possession, I have been plagued by unsettling dreams of a ghostly blade cutting me down.
Alrighty, well that's the end of that, and we begin chapter 1 here, and I do feel like, even though I think my criticisms thus far have been fair, I do feel like I've been a little overly negative to begin with here. So I do want to point out some things that I do like about the game thus far. I do think that tutorial sequence was good. I think it did a good job of kind of tackling everything in terms of in terms of the gameplay elements that you need to know, going forward here. And I also do like the combat system. Maybe that's just me being a normie, but I do think it's pretty good. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really have anything to compare it to, is the thing. The first comparison that comes to mind is fucking South Park, The Fractured But Whole, because they're both RPGs, and I bet I've been doing a series on that game, but I don't have really much of anything else to compare it to because I haven't played a whole lot of RPGs. But anyway, my head. Glad you could join us, Sleeping Beauty. Who are you? Let's make this clear. I'm the one asking questions here. You can start with your name. See, like, needlessly mean and nasty, like, hey, just be nice, I mean, like, how hard is that? My name is Lyric, Evelia Lyric. I am Landville Esquire. You're lucky we found you. A moment later and you'd be another piece of frozen decor gracing the streets. I must have fainted. I've never felt a chill like that before. We are unfortunately well acquainted with it here. Celeste had half a mind to leave you up there. Good for you. She's not calling the shots, and I was feeling generous. Yeah, we get the idea. You're such a great dude. You saved her life. Congratulations. You want to pat yourself on the back a little bit more? Up there. So we're underground. Looks like I've got a sharp one on my hands. I took the liberty of searching your stuff, a bunch of climbing gear, and a strange book nobody can read. Explain. I came seeking answers about my father, the late Dr. Nicolau Lyric. I traveled here from Edina with his journal. Right. Everyone knows nobody goes in and nobody ever comes out of Icenaire. Icenaire. You mean I'm here? I actually made it inside the city? Suppose for a moment I entertain your absurd story. How the hell did you get past the Frostfell? That barrier around the city, I walked through it. Enough of this nonsense. You think I haven't seen what happens when someone touches it? Instant death. The only freaks wandering the surface are either spooks, mad survivors, or the green flame. You're not dead, and far as I can tell, you're still sane. Well, I mean, if they survived, I don't understand why it's discounted because they're insane, I mean, they survived, so obviously people have been able to get through it and survive. So it doesn't mean instant death, unless I'm, like, missing something here. So let's cut through the crap. What's your connection with the green flame? Green what? Green Flame, the archonic cult hell-bent on destroying the Guardian Alliance. Ring any bells, or have you been living under a rock? They're the ones responsible for this frozen curse. I can assure you I am not with them. I just got here. You're serious, aren't you? Well, imagine my surprise to learn some Edeny decided to take a leisure stroll on the surface. Listen, I have a matter of great urgency. I'm looking for an individual named Zaquard. Do you know of him? Heh, there's nothing left for us to discuss right now. But I am feeling gracious today, so tell you what, I'm giving you tentative permission to move about Dalarch until I figure out what to do with you, that is. Dalarch? Oh, that's the name of our lovely abode deep below Icenaire. Welcome to paradise. You're just letting me go? There's nowhere to run, so you'd best make yourself at home. In fact, take this. You'll need some if you want to survive down here. What's this? We call it Hellion, and it's the only currency worth anything down here. Consider it a little welcome gift. I've never seen paper money. Try anything funny and you're dead, in a cell, or right back on the surface where we found you. Are we clear? Crystal. Okay, we got through that dialogue. And this is about as far as I went. So anything beyond this point is now new to me. I'm famished. Is there anything to eat down here? And you can run while you're in Dalarch. Look at that. So we can run about. Can I talk to you? No. Let's go up the stairs. Ooh, great. More dialogue. The captain's finished with you, eh? That was fast. Please wait while I process your paperwork. Okay, well, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to... How to keep your body warm. Step 1, make a fire. Step 2, stand in front of the fire. Step 3, be warm. Fair enough. Keep your distance from her, you're bound to lose a limb. That's Isabel Salazar. The woman knows black magic. Consider yourself warned. I can't place her, but for some reason she looks so familiar. Frostwind howls around you. Your presence here will bring much anguish. I don't understand. Your paperwork is done. Scram before we change our mind. Okay. Ooh, can I talk to you? Best keep your distance from her, lest you get hexed. The witch knows black magic. Consider yourself warned. Okay, I mean, you already told me that. Didn't need to be reminded a second time. Ooh, okay. So this is neat. We've got like a little interactive map here. Or rather, we're just on the outside, and then it kind of switches to that other point of view when we're actually inside a building, I guess. This is pretty neat. Okay, so go in here. Oh boy. Oh boy. These definitely look like some characters in an RPG, that's for sure. Halt! You're not permitted to be roaming around here. Calm yourself, good sir. This is my dear friend. Do you not recognize her? Another girl, eh? You tricky bastard. I still need to check her papers, though. No need to bother. I can personally vouch for her. After all, a friend of mine is a friend of the North Venture Company. All right. Go on. Who is this smooth talker? He's got ears on his head. No comment. What gorgeous eyes the lady has. Maharam, relic hunting extraordinaire at your service. Sorry, but isn't that just a fancy way to say you're a thief of antiquities? You offend my sensibilities with such barbed words. I am merely a humble adventurer who got stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. Thanks for defending me at the Market Gate. My name's Lyric. Why did you help me anyway? I have a quick ear, milady. Tips Fedora. Life here can be difficult for an outlander unfamiliar with our strange ways. Forgive me, you must be famished. Allow me to take you to the market. That's one offer I won't refuse. Come then, follow me. I really am not one for stories in games. You know, like I really gotta get attached. And so I'm kind of like speeding through the dialogue here as quickly as I can because I don't care too much, at least not yet, but we'll see. Hello, Ysel. This is Lyric, my dear friend since today. She's gawking at me. Ysel, huh? That's a pretty name. How can I help you two today? Do you have anything to eat? I can pay in gold. We don't use gold here, milady. Don't you have any Hellion? Hellion? The Foxier traditionally burnt it as an offering to our ancestors. It's now the currency of choice for spooks. You mean this, right? Landville gave me some. Great. Shall we make a deal? Anything in particular you're looking for? Gale Archer's survivors and sober wraiths conduct trade using a paper currency called Hellion. You'll need to scavenge and sell supplies you found on the field to earn more. Switch between the shop wares in your inventory to buy and sell items. Merchantry represents your ability to negotiate with merchants. More options and rare items will appear in the shop if you have a high merchantry stat. Neato. All right. So let's see what we can buy here. I mean, we have wait, how much do we have? It's 500 Hellion, right? Yeah, that's what we have. Okay. Splint. Okay. Set pesky broken bones to aid the healing process. So it cures various status effects. Gotcha. Okay, well, we want food, right? Centipede stick. It's nutritious, but doesn't taste very good. I mean, do we have anything else? This infamous Nazari drink burns all the way down. It keeps your body warm and gives you liquid courage. I guess the only food is this centipede stick, huh? Oh, the gecko tail skewer. It tastes good, but isn't very nutritious. Well, you know what? Why don't we buy both? Huh? I can afford it. We should just buy everything. I'm going to buy everything. I can afford it. Why not? Then we'll have a bunch of stuff we can work with. And then we can also buy some stuff in here. This basic vest shields you from the elements and maintains your warmth. Basic necessities to maintain a campfire in the freezing wastes of Icenaire. I'm going to buy the fur vest. I think that's more useful than what I was thinking. Can I sell anything? I mean, here. You want to take the junk I have in my inventory? Okay, so I can only sell what I just bought. Fair enough. I'll be seeing you around. Okay. Ooh, more dialogue. My favorite. Stop right there! Lady Celeste, what brings you to our quiet corner of Dalarch? What are you doing out of prison? Mayhaps there is a misunder... Shut your mouth, Mahorum. Guards, arrest her. What? What's happening? Oh no, I got arrested. I honestly didn't think you were going to make it when we dumped you in that cell. Celeste, right? Landville mentioned your team found me. Save the pleasantries. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be really, really honest here. And I don't like being overly negative with games. Because I don't want it to come across like I'm, you know, like I have any malice. You know, it's just me critiquing the game and kind of, you know, I mean, really just like saying my own opinions in regards to what I'm seeing in it and experiencing. But I really do not like the dialogue. I really don't like the story so far. I mean, more than anything, it just makes me cringe. Because it's like it's trying so hard to be this edgy and gritty RPG, you know, narrative-driven RPG. And it's just like, I mean, why do I care? You know, like, I don't have any reason to care at all yet, except for, you know, Lyric, which I guess is what they're trying to drive home here. But, I mean, like, I don't even have much reason to care about her yet, you know. You presented her backstory in that cutscene, and but other than that, I mean, like, you know, I don't know. I mean, at least for me, characters in games have to be relatable, for one thing, but they also have to, I don't know, they have to, like, I mean, relatable really is the big thing, but they also, I don't know, they have to be likable. And nobody in this game so far seems all that likable, you know? Everyone either seems nasty, or, you know, they're like Mahorum, and they're just like, you know, super smooth talking, like, hey, look at me, you know, I know how to talk to the ladies. Oh, I'm so charismatic, you know. It's like and it feels like I've seen it all before too. But that is those are a lot of judgments to cast, you know, really early on for a game here. So I'm gonna stand by them for now, but we're gonna keep going forward here for a little bit longer. We'll see how, you know, if I have a change of heart, and we'll decide if I want to make any more videos on this game. Regardless, you have my thanks. You received no charity from us. My team found you on the street, thought you might be a Green Flame agent we can interrogate. Good intel is hard to come by nowadays. I understand everyone's suspicions, but I already told Landville I have no connection to them. Am I to believe you just waltzed into Icenaire? Ridiculous. The frostfell surrounding this city kills anything that touches it. We have Isabel to thank for that wretched gift that keeps giving. I just saw her in the prison. What does she have to do with all this? You can stop playing coy. I'm not buying your act, lady. If what Landville said is true, I'm the first person to enter this city in a year. Nobody outside has the slightest clue of what's happening here. Want to know what really happened? We were the fools that got caught in the middle of a civil war. Between who? Tensions between the dwarves and drifters is as old as the city itself. We never imagined Icenaire would devolve into total chaos. The Green Flame had been here stoking tensions for months, if not years. When the time came, he seized the moment and orchestrated a decisive coup. In whose name? The King of Shades. He cursed this place and keeps an iron grip on it, but I'm sure that's no surprise to you. See, like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff that's getting introduced here in terms of lore, and it's like I'm struggling to keep up with, you know, the characters I've met so far, like, you know, and trying to pinpoint where they are, you know, and where they stand in the frickin' lore, you know, like I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, you know, I mean, that's a thought. I don't know, maybe this is just standard for a typical RPG, but feels like a lot to kind of digest for a or I mean, not even digest, but intake, for an RPG. But okay. After all, you show up now. That's convenient. Maybe Lanville believes your little sob story, but you're not fooling me. You've got the wrong idea about me. I came here in good faith. Too bad. You're marching right back to that prison cell, and you're going to learn to get real cozy with that witch friend of yours. Okay. Ma'am, we have a problem. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? There's a mad wraith in Dale Arch. What? How's that possible? It's at the ascending room. Please come. Just my luck. Don't think this changes anything. You're coming with me. Could the rumors about the mad wraiths of Icenaire be true? The what? The hell is a wraith? I mean, I'm guessing it's like, you know, like a ghost, but like, everybody stand back. That's no ordinary spook. It's gone mad. Okay, so wraiths are just another word for spooks. Or ghosts, you know, I guess. Whoa! Watch out. Oh, hey, I attacked. Celeste, what's going on here? Captain, it appears some spooks hitched a ride to Dale Arch in the ascending room who was on duty. We lost 2 souls here. There are no witnesses as to how they got in, sir. We arrived a moment too late. Lyric stopped it. Is that so? I guess your theory that she was with the Green Flame didn't age well. What say you now? Sir, we shouldn't jump to any conclusions. Nonsense. Get these men to the Sylvani Healing Hall and be discreet about it. We don't need to cause an unnecessary panic. And post some guards on the surface. Lyric, meet me in the war room at the Guardian's barracks. There's someone who would like a word with you. Okay, so I mean, you know, I just stabbed that ghost in one hit and you know, magically took them out. So essentially, like, I am the greatest, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not assassin. That's not right. I don't know. I mean, I'm just a goddess, basically, in a nutshell. All right, who am I supposed to go meet, huh? Up here? This chamber belongs to our leader, Commander Zaquard Ventru. It is strictly off limits. Excuse me, but I have reason to be here. The captain is fiercely loyal to his soldiers. You won't find a more honorable man walking in the 5 realms. Captain Esquire once saved my life during a surface mission. I owe him a huge debt of gratitude and would gladly pledge myself to his service. Okay, you know, that's great. That's absolutely fantastic. But does not help me figure out where I need to go. Well, this isn't right, is it? Found a page of the Codex. Okay, I mean, I guess we could look at that. We didn't get a chance to look at that yet. This is the Codex Illuminus. It's separated into 2 sections, the Codex and Journal. Okay, Lyric inherited the Codex from her father. Unlock its encrypted pages to learn more about the world, its history, and other mysteries. Okay, change books to view the Journal. It contains details on your current mission and goal. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we are go to Icenaire. Oh, that's a letter. Okay, got it. Enter the war room. Talk with Lanville at the war room. Where's the war room? Let me be clear, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. You said that before. It looks like I'm the least of your worries around here. I don't know how you got through the Frostfell, but my gut is telling me something is off. You may be in Lanville's good graces, but respect is earned in my books. Good. That makes both of us. I've got my eyes on you. Okay. I mean, how about you just... Can you tell me where the war room is? Because I don't know where I'm going. To be honest, could you tell me where the war room is? I mean, is the war room this way? Maybe. Nope. This looks like an infirmary. Ooh. Right on. Another one. Look at that. I found a page for my codex. Okay. All right. So I'm assuming it's that other door. Maybe. It's gotta be, right? I've gone everywhere else. Okay. Landville said you'd come. They're waiting for you. Please proceed. Okay. I will, madam. I don't know how it happened, sir, but we're making every Lyric, glad you could join us. I'd like to introduce you to our esteemed leader, Zaquard Ventrue. Zaquard? I set out in search of you months ago. I can hardly believe you're standing here now. Oh, please excuse me. Apologize for interrupting. I'm just pleased to make your acquaintance, sir. Please, call me Zaquard. The captain just informed me of your unusual arrival. I have a lot of questions, but they'll have to wait. Yes, I'm sorry to cut this introduction short, but we have an ongoing situation. Isabel Salazar escaped her cell and left Dalarch. She murdered our guards and allowed a mad wraith into Dalarch, putting many lives at risk. But I just saw her briefly while having my paperwork done. She even spoke to me as I was leaving. What? She hasn't spoken in a year. Do you remember what she said? I didn't pay much heed to her at the time. Who is she? That witch is one of the Shade King's prime lieutenants. If she gets away, she will compromise Dalarch's location. If that happens, Jesus, nothing will save us. Then forgive me for asking, but why aren't you pursuing her right now? We tried. We were unable to follow her through the frost fence, though. She used her magic to bypass it. So is it the frost fell or the frost fence or the what have you? The frost fence? There's smaller barriers conjured from the same magic as the frost fell. Gotcha. The green flame uses them to limit our access to certain sectors of the Icenaire. They too are deadly to the touch. Why does he look like the lead singer of some edgy pop punk band from the 2000s? And this guy, Landville, looks like he should be the one that's the actual leader of everything. It's I mean, I don't know. I just thought that was funny. But that wouldn't be an issue for you, would it, Lyric? Sir? It's true, I walked through the Frostfell. I could do so through the power of this Vambrace. Well, why didn't you explain that before? But you already knew that, didn't you? You didn't explain that before, you know, but anyway. How did you come into the possession of this artifact? My late father left it to me. His final letter bid me to seek you out in this cursed place. This Vambrace, he said, was the key to coming here. It allowed me to bypass the Frostfell harmlessly. Would your father happen to be the esteemed Dr. Nicolau Lyric? One and the same. How could you possibly know that? He is a renowned scholar, and his research on the Archons is unsurpassed. I am well versed on his works. Now before me stands a woman bearing his namesake and carrying a relic of arcanic design. Even I can connect the dots. You recognize this thing? It's called the Aetherbrace, a powerful relic indeed. I'm not sure Lyric realizes the value of what she possesses. If all you say is true, then she should give it to us. We could use it to turn the tide against the King of Shades. It's not that simple. I can't remove it. I've tried everything short of cutting off my arm. Lyric, you seek answers and I'm willing to help you, but our priority now is finding Isabel. Would you be willing to lead a party past the frost fence to find her? This isn't my first tracking mission. I'll help, but when I come back, we need to talk. You'll need a place to prepare before deploying. Take the scroll of consent and tell Helga at the Lost Lady Inn I sent you. She'll make sure you have a space. My scouts informed me Isabel was moving north toward the entertainment district. We will send some guardians with you to the surface to help, of course. If you're looking for cell swords, you might have some luck at the recruitment board. In the meantime, I'll make sure the ascending room is set for your next destination. Leave it to me. Jesus Christ. Okay, there we go. We got through it. Can I save my own progress? Or do I have to wait for it to save? Because if so, that sucks. Because I do want to end the video here. We've probably been going on for a while, I imagine. There's a lot of dialogue to get through, not so much gameplay. Hey girl, over here. Okay. Pretty busy right now. Then I'll keep it brief. I am Maru Han, the acting director of the North Venture Company in Dockheim. I heard rumor Landville was assembling an expedition to the entertainment district. Is this true? Word travels fast around here. There are a few activities to while away the hours in Dalarch, and the gift of the gab has always been my specialty. Well, your sources were right, but the original expedition was canceled and I'm leading the new one myself. Then I have a special request. There is an item of great importance to me in the entertainment district. The merchant Manduk is currently in possession of it. What is this item and who is Manduk? A golden seal called the the Oxai. It is granted by the Asadali Emperor and confers legitimacy to its owner to conduct business on behalf of the North Venture Company in Dockheim. Manduk was the company's former chief. This doesn't seem like something worth risking lives over. Risk brings reward. Fetch me the seal and I'll ensure you get the finest deals in Dale-Arch. You'll need my help if you're planning regular expeditions to the surface. All right, I'll keep an eye out for it, but I'm not making any promises. The merchant's fate has already been sealed. It is of little use to her now, but it is priceless to me. I'll be seeing you around. Okay. You know, I'm hoping that once we get further into the game here, there's going to be a lot less dialogue, because, I mean, it's just been non-stop dialogue. And with that being said, I have kind of decided that I am going to start or do at least one more episode, I think, because I don't think one episode gives me enough of a feel of this game yet. I think I need at least one more episode to kind of determine how I really feel. But right now, if I'm being honest, I'm not too impressed. From a gameplay standpoint, this game is fine. I think this game is fine in terms of gameplay mechanics. I think, you know, the loot is interesting. The combat is interesting. But I just, like, oh, thank God, we got the ability to save. I can't get behind the story. I can't get invested in the dialogue or the lore or anything like that. It just feels like so much is being thrown at you at once, you know? It just feels like here's an onslaught of information that you need to take on, and if you're not really invested in what is being thrown at you, then all of it is going to seem really pointless. But that's my 2 cents on it anyway. I mean, it's hard for me to get invested. And granted, this is just my opinion. I'm not gonna try and speak for the crowd here. You know, I would rather everyone form their own opinions on the game, whether it's based on my playthrough of it or, you know, or playing the game themselves. But this is just how I currently feel about it, and I'm probably going to give this at least one more episode to kind of really determine how I feel, because I do think that I could be swayed depending on how things go moving forward. Maybe there's just a lot of dialogue early on to kind of set things up, and maybe it dies down, you know, as you get a little bit further into the game, but we'll have to see in another episode. So I do think this is a good stopping point for us. This is probably like the longest Let's Take a Look At video I've ever fucking done, but I didn't even realize we were going for this long, but yeah, do think this is a good stopping point for us. Kind of already offered my thoughts. To kind of talk a little bit about the graphics, I do like them. I think they're neat. Not a whole lot really to say other than that, but I do think they are neat and nice looking. But aside from that, I don't really have much else to say for this Let's Take a Look At video. I would like to say that if you do want to get this game for yourself to kind of check it out, it is available on Steam. There is a special promotion going for it for however long, where it is available for $24 on Steam as opposed to, I think, $27, $28. So, you know, you can get it for a discounted price for a limited time. The link is down in the description box below if you want to check it out for yourself, pick it up for yourself, or, you know, even just take a look at the Steam page. Anyway, with all of that being said, if you guys enjoyed this Let's Take a Look At video, let me know down in the comment section below. Like it, share with your friends. Let me know you want to see more of any game series I do here on the channel. Again, link down to the game is in the description box below if you want to pick it up for yourself. And I would like to say thank you to the developers for giving me a key in the first place. You know, it's a very kind gesture, and I want to make sure I acknowledge that. Even though I've been tearing the game apart this far, I do want to make sure that I, you know, at least express my gratitude for that, because, you know, nobody has to give me keys to games, and you know, I always appreciate having the opportunity to check out games like this, because this is likely a game that I never would have bought, you know, otherwise. So having the opportunity to kind of check it out and, you know, dive into something that I otherwise wouldn't really want to dive into, you know, is something I'm always open to. So, you know, I appreciate it. And subscribe to my channel for more gaming content. I play all sorts of games on my channel. Thank you guys very much for tuning in, and I'll talk to you later in the next episode.